Hi, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Today is Monday, March 16th, I believe, 2020. So that's the day where we have some more updates and a lot more going on in the world. If you're watching this video now, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But if somebody will watch this video a couple years from now, hopefully we will survive the disaster and forget about it. So today's topic is circumstances do not make the man, they reveal him. Circumstances do not make the man, they reveal him, who he really is. So, yesterday I decided to keep the videos that I made because so many people uh, lighten up their day. So I decided to keep it. It was very casual, just our walk in the park. I think we all can use some positivity. All of us can use some good news, and I also think all of us can use some time away from certain discussions. All of us could use some refocusing on something more pleasant, but yet there are several thoughts I would like to share with you today. And the purpose of this video is usually to give a perspective, to share some thoughts, and just to let you know that you're not alone. I think a lot of people are going to find out that uh, this quarantine season, that they're not alone, and that all of us have similar needs, similar dreams, and all of us should treat each other with respect, regardless of the circumstance. So, couple of days ago, I was at the store just, getting a little bit of food um, to make sure we got something over here. And I was just shopping for some food, and I observed a man completely losing himself in line, and he was showing middle finger, and he probably was, I say, very grown man. Probably mid 50s. It's hard to say, but he was, showing middle fingers to the ladies in line, and he was cursing, and he was just showing this inadequate behavior. I was staying in the next line, and it was pretty amazing to me that somebody can just let himself go like that on public. So I could only imagine what is to be, when public cannot see you. If somebody can allow that in public, I can tell you that behind the doors, that is extremely abusive person. I meant behind the closed doors. So I just want to share with you guys today that, a lot of things are going to, you're going to find out a lot of interesting things during this quarantine. You're going to learn a lot of things about your own self. But I think focusing on your own, making, if everybody would focus on their own adequacy, that would be really good. I was really embarrassed for that person in line, and I understand that people are under stress, but when you lose your human face and you go beneath your dignity, as Bill reminded me, one of my subscribers reminded me the way to say this. Yes. So you don't want to see anybody showing these behaviors during this time. And not just Ukrainian women, but all people observe your behavior during the crisis. You really who you deeply are as a person, as a leader, as a human being, as a father, as a brother, as a friend, as a man. And same relates to women, don't get me wrong. But this is who you really truly are. Because when everything is good, it's really easy to be kind and polite, but life is not a still picture. A lot of men, especially guys on my channel, they are, they imagine this still picture, of some beautiful woman, or still picture of a travel, or I can tell you that married life, or relationship, or anything that really going on is never perfect. It's never looking like a still picture. It's ever it's everlasting, or ever yeah, it's everlasting change. And if you cannot hold your face during the difficult times, if you don't know how to be supportive, if you don't know how to be kind, if you concern about getting in line ahead of somebody just because, and being an asshole about it, uh, it's not going to be a story of success. I believe the crisis really does show who we all, what we are made of. Not the good times, not the sweet times. Crisis really shows what's going on, because it's just a reaction time where you it's a reaction time, really, where whatever is inside of you is going to come out. So sometimes you have to consciously work on changing your behavior. You're not the only one. Everybody is stressed, everybody is upset about the travel plans, and things like this. I made a video yesterday, I hope you watched it. I decided to keep it, so I'm not gonna stay for too long, but I might come later at night. Hey Lino, how are you? It's been a while since I've heard from you. How are you doing? Send me a messenger or a message how things are progressing. Hey Edward. Hey John. Hey Aynayan Karim. Thanks. Hey Neil. Hello Neil. Edward. So last night, I just wanted to go to a restaurant, and I'm the person, like, as many Ukrainian women also, we don't do the fast food nasty stuff, but we like to go sometimes to a nice sit down restaurant and eat something. So yesterday, after a long day being out because it was sunny, we decided to go and to one of my favorite restaurants. And there were people at the restaurant, but there was not many people at the bar. It's actually were two, myself and another person. That's all. That's all there was. I wanted to go live just to show the empty bar, but honestly, probably bars and gyms or restaurants and things, places like this, probably not the best for at this moment. Probably not the best, because if something is about to spread, gym is basically a great place of kingdom of bacteria and viruses. No matter how you clean it, it's going to be a mess. And restaurants as well. So we can talk about survival, we can talk about some skills. As a woman, I in it's interesting because in Ukraine, when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of extra things. So I've learned how to do my own makeup, my own hair. Today I'm gonna be doing my own nails, because I'm definitely not getting to a salon in this situation. I am not, as I told you guys, I'm not that scared, but I'm not in a panic mode, but it just makes sense to do your own self-care at this time. So to think about, this circumstance can reveal your skills, what you can actually do, what you can offer. Hey, many women gonna discover how to cook, and many men too. It's a good time, to pick up that cooking book and learn how to cook, or watch a YouTube videos. A lot of people so used to go to. I do not recommend drive-through restaurants, because most of that food is garbage. In 3 weeks, you're gonna be sick and out of shape. Don't be lazy. Don't be the person that's just does the least for themselves, because if you want to have a family, if you want to have a woman in your life, you need to know how to cook. Yes, a real man that women are interested in or fighting for or sought after, he knows how to cook. He knows how to. It's a survival thing, especially when it comes to different, meats and grill and stuff like that. So instead of going through the drive-through and be proud of yourself because, you had not that you are staying safe, go to the store. You still can get some meat, hopefully, and do something, do some cooking, see what skills, what else you can do yourself. And this new circumstance is going to show how very little skills some of us have, or it's going to show how many skills we do have. As people from post-USSR, we used to not have any of these luxuries. I grew up without the washing machine. I grew up without, I was actually using the washboard, but I was doing my own laundry since I was 6. I thought it was embarrassing if my mother would be doing my laundry, especially, small things. It's sort of like a dignity thing. I'm going to do my own laundry. So, what else? Taking care of a lot of things. It is a great thing to basically go to the roots of survival and start to actually doing those things. It's not a bad thing. You will realize that you actually capable of surviving with all this extra stuff. Without all this extra stuff. Yes, Neil is saying that him and his lady do not go out a lot. Yes, it's nice, once again, in Ukraine, when you say restaurant, the lady will not think you're talking about fast food. I got into so much misunderstanding when I just came here, because people would tell me, well, let's go to the restaurant. And I'm like, I'm not dressed. I cannot go to restaurant. No, I mean, like, I didn't know a lot of people called restaurant a place as a fast food. So just side note, Ukrainian women do not call fast food a restaurant. Restaurant is where you sit down, when you get served, when you have nice plates, when you have, when it's an event, it's a little bit of an event. And so this is a great time to realize, okay, as a man, what I can do, how can I take care of things, how can I take care of myself, how I can make sure that my, everything is extra clean. Can I support, if I would have a wife right now, could I, if we can't go out, because I know most of Americans go out, and unfortunately, majority of American people eat garbage. I'm just saying how it is, meaning fast food, which is not great for you. We all know that. So, stepping into those skills and seeing if you can do anything about this, and for ladies, you would be amazed to see how many really things we know. I mean, it's nice to go out and get pampered, but as I said, most of us can dye our own hair. Most of us can do our manicure and spa salon at home. It's really interesting. I've never thought that it's something special to know how to do these things, but most of us, including myself, will learn those things early on, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to use your own resources and to see what you're made of, whether you a girl or a guy, doesn't matter really. Even though the title of the video is that the circumstance reveals a man, but also circumstance do reveal the woman. I probably will make a separate video how to support your Ukrainian fiance during these times, because things looks to be postponed. And I was listening live today where they were asking for approximate date for this mess to be over with corona pandemic, and they looking at July or August. It's really hard to imagine, and I honestly think if we will be disciplined and self-quarantining ourselves and stop the spread, hopefully it will stop earlier than that. But we don't have any power over it. So this video is about to discover all those skills that we put in a faraway drawer, on a back burner, because we have the skills, physical, practical skills, survival skills, but also mental skills. Skills like, all right, we know the news, but let's focus on something beautiful. Let's listen to some music. Let's have a great conversation. Let's completely focus. For me, meditation means focusing on something absolutely delightful. It could be a photography book. It could be like, I don't know, a beautiful plant. It could be a person. It could be some plants. It could be a project, anything. So it's going to be really interesting if we all look at this as a challenge to really step into our resources, because we have so much comfort. We have so many comfortable things in our life. And I have to say this, but I feel that in the United States, Americans are extremely, and I'm somewhat an American myself, so don't think that I'm trying to badmouth, but I'm just saying the truth, extremely wasteful. I agree that this madness with toilet paper and paper towels is insane. But if you think about it, how extremely wasteful, people buy, we take everything for granted and always feel like there is so much of stuff, and people are extremely wasteful. People buy things, and I love having a recycling service because it makes me feel a little bit better about being wasteful. But maybe it's a time when you don't use 5 rolls of toilet paper at one time, if you know what I mean. Maybe it's a time to, get conscious about some things and not be so. Maybe it's a time to cut open your food a little bit, and work on that winter fluff. That's where my thoughts yesterday. I'm like, I was going to do some fasting in late March or early April, and I was thinking to myself, I guess fasting came earlier. So how about to burn some of that extra winter fluff? I call it winter fluff, especially for us people who live on the north, because whether you want it or not, you always get some winter fluff. But also mental cleaning. When you eat more simple food, less processed stuff, just making some buckwheat, making some rice, having some beans, a little bit of meat, some salads, just kind of like slow down. When you get a portion, like yesterday we went to a restaurant, the portions they give me, honestly, I could share it with 3 people and be okay. How about to learn how to be a little bit not in need, but kind of that you are surviving something, and kind of cutting on these things to discover your potential, because when you eat too much, you don't move enough, your mind is lazy. I would say, stay away from snacks, from sugar, from all of that. Make yourself simple food. And those of you men who do not cook, you can cook, you can make simple things. And it's amazing how when you cut off the snacks, by the way, about 300,000 people die every year in US from obesity. So not, coronavirus is not there yet. So that is, but I feel that your soul clears, when you just have some very simple healthy food. I always, when I do this, it's usually 21 days that I do. You are a different person, your chemistry changes, your mind changes, and you stop eating your emotional problems. Most of people buying snacks, fast food, and then snacks like chips and all the scraps that they sell. um, in Ukraine we don't do that much of that. But anyway, when you stop, do, I call them the fillers. When you stop those fillers and you actually do what's good for you, your whole biochemistry changes and your mood changes, and you think about what's important, and you stop the emotional eating. When something is missing in your life or you want to change something, instead of doing that, it's so much easier to just go and get yourself a bag of Cheetos and here you go. So that's another chance right now. Yes, maybe you went to the store, you bought some, certain amounts of things to hold you. Don't eat huge portions of it. Don't like sit there like a gerbil, like, oh my God, this is mine. Just try to eat, like, I have this challenge. I want to try to, and I know that our portions can be always cut in half. So, drink some tea, do some journaling, but try to see what you can do for others. I'll make a separate video on how to support a Ukrainian lady during this time, whether you are together, but even harder, if you're far away and now your travel plans are messed up. But this video is not only for, I want to start making more universal videos. I don't know what you guys think about this. By universal, I mean things that can all people use, not just Ukrainian or who are in the market for Ukrainian lady. Thank you guys for the compliments. I'm going to read a little bit of things. You are welcome. Yeah, it's not. Oh my God, somebody's calling me. Dang, just a minute. Okay, going back. Okay, all right. Okay, let's see. It's not about hating Edward. People, and it's not, it's North Americans maybe, and also, but not only. If you think about it, actually most people who are doing okay, we taking all for granted. Have you ever thought that toilet paper was the greatest treasure, worth of diamonds? Probably not. I posted on my Patreon account the funniest thing about the the invaluable impact of toilet paper on my Patreon account. So if you're there, actually you can even see it if you are not a member. I made a public post. This sort of was funny, but really, maybe we'll rediscover humanity during this time. Maybe we will rediscover that we have hands and helpful hands and creative mind. It just tells you, how dependent you are from everything. Yes, yes, but at the same time, especially I would say younger generation in North America probably never been through the hard times. Older generation definitely have been through hard times. Those people who are in their 70s and 80s and 90s, they've been through some crap. Sorry for my French, but I've been people from Ukraine and Russia and Ukraine. We have been consistently through a lot of things that are painful. When I was growing up, I had days when I was starving because you see now they say that stores are empty, but really you see they're half empty. You can still there is still plenty of food available so far. But when I was growing up in early post-USSR time, things just disappeared from the shelves. If I would see this, I would think this is an abundance, you know. So I remember being hungry, being like 12 years old, 13 years old, and both of my parents were engineers, and they had high salaries, but high salaries for USSR. But guess what? One day you wake up and USSR reality is over. And all the state job, like government or state sort of like, jobs like that, it would equal to a state job being an engineer in USSR. One day you wake up and all of these jobs, all of these places are shut down. So you are out in the wild, you are out in open. And a lot of my friends, they had grandfathers and grandmothers who lived in the country, so they had food, because that's what they do in the country. They raise food, they make food, they grow food. But I was a city girl. I was born in the city and I lived in the city. I never been into the village, and I've never had the grandparents from the village. So guess what were happening in our household? Sometimes, I mean, we were going, not having enough of food. I would not say it's nothing to compare to Africa. It would be not true if I would say this, because we would have neighbors from the country that would come and they would share some food with us. We also have fruit trees growing outside. We also would have some rice or some potatoes. But I was hungry as hell. When you're 13 years old, you don't need goddamn potatoes. You want some meat. You want some real food. And I thought to myself that this is ridiculous. I'm going to find out how to, so this never happened to me again. Um, and then things started to come back to the stores, but we didn't have any money because the parents, people lost their jobs. People lost their jobs. Those people who worked for state, so to speak, uh, all of them lost their jobs, and it started to be unknown completely. It was like you had structure every single day, and then one day that structure is gone. So that was a challenge. So therefore, people who are either older, or elderly in their, like, I don't know, 70s, 80s, and then people who are from post USSR, that been through this reality of surviving, and money turned to paper, and jobs disappearing, and regimes changing. They're not scared of this. They're just thinking of how to make it through. That's all. So that's why we all know how to survive. We all know how to make food at home. We all know how to, iron things. We all know how to do our nails and hair. Yeah. Somebody asked me, because I always have my nails done. Usually, if you've been watching me, I always have beautiful nails, but I took them off because I wanted my hands to rest. And now I'm like, wow, they might be resting for another 3 months. So I'm gonna do the nails myself. And I want to recommend you the same thing. It's time to step up into your resources and see what you can do, right? Oh, of course, my nose is itching now. Sorry, guys. Hoarding toilet paper. Um, okay, guys, just 1 minute. I'm gonna close my camera for just a second. Okay, I'm back. All right. Hoarding toilet paper tells a lot about the people. Yes, it's kind of weird. It just shows extreme selfishness. Okay, let me get 300, toilet paper rolls. So those people who cannot make it, those older people that cannot get out of the house, let us. It just tells so much about the people. I I have a news for all the people who's been doing that. You're not the only people that need this. And go out there and share the stuff you hoarded, because Corona is coming right after you. Those hundreds of paper rolls not gonna protect you. Yeah, right. I know, Rob. I know. There is no water or toilet paper. So yeah, this is a time to shine. This is a time to show your humanity. This is a time to think about these people you can help. Like tomorrow, I'm gonna be making some food, and I'm just gonna, just leave some homemade food near a couple of people that I know could use it. And the reason I'm sharing this, because I want more people to do it. I'm not sharing this to show, oh my God, she is so nice. No, I'm not nice. I'm just sharing this because if you know somebody in your neighborhood, make some food. Somebody is struggling, somebody cannot make it to Walmart, or there is nothing left. Share some stuff. Make sure that you can help those around you. Um, that really shows who you really are, guys. Well, that guy is donating, James. That guy is now forced to donate those 17,000 bottles. So, yeah, anyway, I don't want to go for too long. Thank you guys for the compliments. Apparently, stress is a, fountain of youth and fountain of beauty. Yeah, talking about youth and beauty. Uh, Yesterday when I was making my video, I really was enjoying my walk. I really didn't have to do the video, but I just wanted to, because I wanted to bring that spirit that, hey, parks are not closed. Come out, come outside, breathe some fresh air, because if you don't know what's going to be closed tomorrow, so while you can go out, breathe some fresh air, do something. And I have this troll that comes up quite often under my videos, and he was saying some nasty things, and I'm just like, you see, you can be the ripest peach, you can have your heart open and help people, and they're still gonna try to own you. So I finally blocked him, because we don't need this negativity. So the last thing we need to be spending our time and spending our energy on negative people that are out of their mind. Yeah. Somebody who try to put you down while you try to encourage people and just connect with people, and it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. It's the happy guy who always tells me how he always shares under the videos that how incredibly happy he is in his life, and how unhappy that my eyes are sad, and how miserable and unhappy I am. So there is a blog button. So I made sure to use that power of the blog button. Because you see, even no matter how positive you are, when somebody consistently try to get under your skin, one day you feel a little bit more vulnerable and it does get under your skin. Another day, it's, usually that's what makes me laugh. But now is the time to block all the negative stuff. You don't need anything negative. We don't need negative people. And their influence, not at the corona time, not in non-corona time, okay? So oh, thank you, Roger. Well, it's too early for me to worry to be worrying about my age. It's not even a concern of mine. It's totally ridiculous. And he was trying to tell me that I look old. Like, he would kill to be as old as I am. I understand that, and I know that he is a troll. And I have no complaints. I'm very blessed to have what I have. And uh, but what if it would bother me? So only if you're pretty and beautiful you can have a blog? What if I would be older? What if my face would be covered with wrinkles? So I don't have a right to make inspirational videos? I don't have a right to have my people? That's why I decided to block him, because he bring yeah, right. And he's like well into his 60s, but it doesn't even matter. But listen to this one. If yeah, I was laughing and I was going to write him, well, by the time I get old you're gonna be dead. But then I thought, for me, being sarcastic with a person who is so mean and out of place, I'm giving him encouragement to answer me, and then we're gonna go back and forth. I just think it's so ridiculous. It doesn't matter who is old, who is young. I mean, I was he wrote some stuff before. I was on the floor. He wrote something that, you just want to be in Ukraine. Your eyes are so sad. And I was thinking to myself, um, I was just laughing, and a friend of mine was next to me, and he said, well, have he considered that your eyes actually might be intelligent and thinking about something? But this is the thing, you cannot win with a troll. And I block him for the sake of all people. I have a lot of people that decided to have their own blog, and this is the power, the beauty of internet world. The Thomas, oh my God, you're killing me. Oh my God, Thomas is saying, please don't do this to me. Thomas is saying maybe he didn't get enough of toilet paper. You know what? I think he did not get enough of toilet paper. I'm dying. Yes, definitely. So I forgot what I was saying, but anyway, I feel that internet. Yes, it's best to not engage with the idiots, exactly. But guys, at the same time, I know a lot of people who trying to do the blog, who starting their online endeavors, and I don't want negativity on the page. So, but I have to say that a lot of his stuff, I was some of the stuff he wrote, I was on the floor laughing. But you know yesterday wasn't the day. I was thinking, I'm here taking out time of phew, time out of my day. I want to connect with my people, and this piece of shit coming out my video. So, but this is just also tells you how some people, they want to hurt you, they want you to suffer. And let's be honest, every one of us, every single person that's watching this video, we have something we feel insecure about. Yes, he cannot even know. I also have those things. um but nobody knows. We all have certain things that we feel sensitive about. Most of the time people don't know about those things because it's something that is not that usually you don't put on public, but that is okay. That makes us human. So we all have our sensitive things, and that's why you do need to block those people, because there might be a day when they oops is this what did I just do? Here you go. There might be a day when you're not in the mood to discuss that. or when somebody just accidentally, does that to you. But guys, if you would go to post USSR school, like high school and just middle school, when people bully you in your face, when teachers tell you you are nothing, you're stupid, you worth nothing, when somebody slap you with a ruler, not slap you, but I don't know, hit you with a ruler. The most bullying in my life I had was in school, in public school in post USSR. We were called stupid, we were called dumb, we were called all kinds of things. I was called an idiot, a brainless. I was called brainless I don't know how many times. I was called all these names. And when kids would fight, when we would fight, our teachers didn't care. So I was in many fights. I didn't want to do what people tell me to do, and I had a lot of problems, shall I say? But I just didn't feel that somebody can put me down, and that could be okay. So internet trolling, guys, internet trolling compared to being in school, where you actually physically and mentally attacked by your schoolmates and by your teachers. It's just it is kind of funny. So anybody can. So guys, here is the thing, that could be a great time to get rid of those extra unneeded frenemies, people that you're not sure about. That's a good time to quarantine yourself from people that make you doubt, people that try to hurt you, people that try to tell you things you don't even have. Notice this about the bullies and people who try to hate. They would, I would understand if somebody would say, well, like, sorry guys, when people would say, well, your videos need editing, or you need some, when at least somebody tells you something that's relevant, but a lot of people would tell you things that are irrelevant, that are so far from the truth, and you would be sad about it. I remember, another thing, going to school, I remember how many beautiful girls in my class, were bullied and called names, and they were gorgeous. I mean, for real gorgeous. And we really did have put down cultures. That's why so many, Russian and Ukrainian women are so self-conscious. We definitely have the put down culture. If somebody sees you feel good about yourself, they were there to fix it. So don't worry anybody. For those who worrying about my sad eyes, my PayPal link is below. I was thinking about to make this announcement every video for those, once in a while you get letters, or, well, I'm just gonna say I get letters as people like, oh my God, I feel so sorry for you. Like, and I'm sure you deal sometimes with this too, when people imagine, they actually ignore what you tell them how you feel, and they imagine something about you, and then they have this imaginary thing in their head, and then they trying to do some, it's just completely delusional stuff. So if you are in that situation, guess what? Quarantine is a great time to cut some people off and tell them, yes, I'm really sad. This is my bank account, and you can really help me. You'll see my eyes to be a lot more sparklier. Works every time. Oh, yes. By the way, this is the best way to get rid of the scammer or person that puts you down, is ask them for some money. Yes, this I'm giving you $1 million tip. When somebody is like into your face and into your every message and just all over you, or trying to get money from you or something, ask them for some money. Just tell them a sub story and say, life is so bad. You will never hear from them again. Hey, John. Yes, we all wait until you change your name. How? What you were thinking when you wrote nobody in your? You have to change this. I'm not gonna read your message till you change your name. James, even if it's your ex, you can say you need money. Trust me, people will disappear. You're very welcome. But anyway, John, have a good have I hope you are on the right journey over there, and I'm waiting until you change your nickname. Well, thank you guys. Thank you. But I just want to encourage you, if you have those people who put you down, who try to, if they know maybe you had something happening, maybe we all have wounds, we all live life, we all sometimes have a difficult day, difficult time. It's normal, it's part of life, it's just what it is. You rise, you fall. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. There was a guy from Germany who scammed my aunt out of 10K. Wow. Happens. That's another thing. There is also, I heard about those stories for sure. Yep. So I'm gonna make a video how to support your Ukrainian lady during this time, because this time definitely you show who you really are. That's a time when the way you lead, the way you do things, it's going to matter. So let's see. It's getting dark in here. It's getting dark. Thank you, Roger. Yes, it is focus. I'm a focused girl. All right. All right, guys, thank you so much for all the comments. I see them all, but I need to go get that fresh air right now myself. And I want to encourage you to do lots of self care. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Bill. Yes. Yes, always. It's running this channel is just a second nature to me. But I have to tell you, it does take energy. It definitely does. How about this? I'm gonna go right now, and if I still have some good energy left, I'll come on and at night later, and we'll talk about how to support, how to stay afloat and how to support her, because it can be very discouraging. Now the travel plans are pushed away, and don't believe people who tell you that in Ukraine there is one case of coronavirus. I grew up there, guys. Chernobyl blew up. Um, Chernobyl blew up on 1986, April 26th. You think anybody knew about this? You think that the school were closed? You think that people didn't get hurt? People are still the same. So trust me, there are probably tens and hundreds of people are uh, infected with coronavirus. We don't have any testing, as I mentioned in my video yesterday. We do not have tests in Ukraine. Ukrainian healthcare is completely out of cash. The hospitals are closing. Listen to this one. They are closing. So yes, they closed the borders today. You cannot travel to Ukraine as a foreigner, in or out. So you're basically on quarantine, whatever. So yes, all this is happening, but guess what? This too shall pass. Yes, exactly, Gregory. This too shall pass. Yes, if you're older, if you have been a smoker, if you have health issues, underlying conditions, yes, you know, take this seriously. Stay away, stay alive, but life is still continuing. Don't be an idiot. That's one thing to remember. Fox. Yes, I'm pretty foxy, info. Yeah, I'll see, guys. I don't promise you 100 million% because I need to do a few things. But if I can, I'll try to come out. I just want to tell you, just do your best and show who you are. Rediscover your own self. Remember, oh my gosh, I can grill, I can chop wood. I can make my own food. I can start to be more active. I don't need a gym. I can go work out outside. I can reorganize my home. I can do a lot of stuff. I can learn another language. I can do many, many things. But most of all, I can ask myself questions and get honest answers so I can figure out where I want my life to go. And with that being said, I will see you soon.